Before you hit the snooze button on life again, ask yourself this. How many more excuses are you going to make? I used to be the king of, "I'll do it tomorrow." Then I realized that tomorrow is just a way of telling ourselves to feel better about being lazy today. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit. It's a way of slowly killing your dreams. I've lived through that. There was a time when I watched opportunities slip through my fingers. I chose comfort over action. I thought that I worked better under pressure and that I needed to feel the pressure of a deadline to do my best. But the truth is that I was just scared. I was scared of failing and of succeeding. I was scared of facing the fact that I was wasting my own potential. If you're tired of not living up to your own abilities and letting distractions and excuses control your life, stick around. I'm about to share lessons that changed everything. These tips will help you stop procrastinating and start living the life you've been putting off. These tips are controversial and uncomfortable. They're exactly what you need to hear. Tip number 1, break tasks into smaller pieces. You've heard it before, break it down into smaller tasks. Let's be real, most of us ignore this advice because it sounds too simple to be effective. Right? I used to think the same. But then I found myself overwhelmed. I was staring at a huge number of unfinished projects. I couldn't move forward because they were so big. The truth is we avoid this approach because we secretly enjoy the drama of having too much to do. It gives us an excuse to procrastinate. Then we can play the victim when deadlines start closing in. Here's the controversial part. Breaking tasks into bite-sized pieces. Sized pieces isn't just about managing your workload. It's about getting rid of excuses. I used to resist breaking tasks down because I knew it would leave me with no reason to delay. I liked having the safety net of overwhelm to fall back on. I could justify my lack of progress. Then one day, I hit a wall. A project that I'd been putting off for weeks was now due. Sizing pieces is about more than managing your workload. It's about getting rid of excuses. I used to resist breaking tasks down because I knew it would leave me with no reason to delay. I liked having the safety net of overwhelm to fall back on. I could justify my lack of progress. Then one day, I hit a wall. A project that I'd been putting off for weeks was now due. I had no choice but to break it down or face the consequences. I split it into tiny, manageable chunks. Something unexpected happened. I started getting things done fast. The sense of accomplishment from ticking off even the smallest task was addictive. Each completed step built momentum. Before I knew it, the mountain I had been avoiding was just a series of small hills. Behind me, the real kicker: once you break down a task and start moving, you realize that the overwhelm was just in your mind. It was a way to keep you stuck. By avoiding this strategy, you're choosing to stay in the discomfort of procrastination, rather than stepping into the discomfort of progress. And let me tell you, the latter is far more rewarding. So stop romanticizing the chaos of having too much to do. Break it down. Bite by bite. Take control of your productivity. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you stop letting the size of a task intimidate you. Tip number 2. Set deadlines for everything. Deadlines. They're the necessary evil that most of us love to hate. We convince ourselves that deadlines are stifling, that they kill creativity, and that we're better off without them. I used to believe that too. I thought I was being noble by refusing to put a time limit on my work. As if creativity and productivity would flow freely if I just gave them enough space. But here's the controversial truth: without deadlines, you're just floating aimlessly, deceiving yourself with the illusion of freedom. I am proud to be a free spirit. I used to put off tasks on my calendar. I thought, Why put pressure on myself? Creativity needs to breathe. But the reality is that I wasn't free. I was lost, projects dragged on for weeks. Sometimes months. There was always tomorrow to finish them, tomorrow. Of course. Became next week. Next month. Then never, without deadlines. I was sabotaging my own success. I was hiding behind the excuse of waiting for the right moment to get things done. Then came the day I missed out on a huge opportunity that I'd been working on a project that could have been a game changer for me. I kept pushing the deadline. Convinced I'd have more time when the opportunity passed. I was left with nothing but regret. That's when it hit me. Deadlines aren't there to restrict us, they're there to protect us from our worst instincts. Without them, we're just letting our dreams drift further out of reach. The turning point came when I started setting deadlines for everything, not just the big projects. Even the small, seemingly insignificant tasks. The change was immediate and profound. Suddenly, my to-do list wasn't a vague collection of wishes and hopes, it was a series of actionable steps with clear endpoints. The ticking clock became a motivator. Not a source of stress. That I wasn't just working, I was finishing. That made all the difference. There's something powerful about setting a deadline. It's like drawing a line in the sand. Sized pieces isn't just about managing your workload. It's about getting rid of excuses. I used to resist breaking tasks down because I knew it would leave me with no reason to delay. I liked having the safety net of overwhelm to fall back on. I could justify my lack of progress. Then one day, I hit a wall. A project that I'd been putting off for weeks was now due. My to-do list wasn't a vague collection of wishes and hopes. It was a series of actionable steps with clear endpoints. The ticking clock became a motivator. Not a source of stress. I wasn't just working, I was finishing. That made all the difference. There's something powerful about setting a deadline. It's like drawing a line in the sand. Declaring that you will finish the task by a certain time forces you to prioritize. Make decisions. Commit. I found myself becoming more disciplined. More focused. More creative. With a deadline, I had to find ways to be efficient. Cut through the noise. Produce my best work on the time I had. Guess what? My creativity didn't suffer, it thrived. The pressure of a deadline, it made me think in new ways. Create new things. Finish what I started. The important thing to know is that deadlines aren't about pressure, they're about purpose. Deadlines force you to make decisions. Commit. Move forward. In life, nothing is guaranteed except the passage of time. If you don't set your own deadlines, life will set them for you. Trust me. They'll be far less forgiving. Setting a deadline is an act of self-respect, yourself and your goals. Finish what you start and see it through. Value your own word and hold yourself accountable. When you set a deadline, you're not just managing your time, you're reclaiming control of your life. You're refusing to let procrastination steal your potential. You're deciding that you're the kind of person who you value your time and goals enough to see them through to the end. Deadlines also teach you resilience. Sometimes you won't meet them. Sometimes life will throw curveballs that derail your plans. But even then, deadlines give you a framework to regroup. Adjust. Keep moving forward. They teach you that progress. Deadlines aren't about perfection, they're about persistence. So, don't fear deadlines, embrace them. Set deadlines for everything. Watch your work and life get better. Deadlines help you fight procrastination and live a life where your actions match your goals. Make deadlines a habit. You'll achieve more than you ever thought possible. Tip number 3, create a reward system. We've all heard the advice to treat yourself. How often do you actually apply it to your productivity? The idea of creating a reward system might sound childish or even manipulative at first. Like you're bribing yourself to get things done. I used to think the same. I thought I should be able to push through my don't just make a to-do list out of habit or to get ahead. Here's the truth, discipline alone isn't enough. Sometimes, a little incentive can make a big difference between getting things done and getting stuck in a cycle of procrastination. When I first started using rewards to get things done, it felt strange. I'd set a small goal, like finishing a report or making it through an intense workout. Then promise myself a reward, like watching an episode of my favorite show or eating a snack I'd been craving. At first, I was skeptical. Would a simple reward motivate me? As I began to integrate this system into my routine, I noticed a shift. Tasks that had previously felt like burdens became challenges. I was more eager to tackle them because I knew there was a tangible reward waiting for me at the end. Let's dive deeper into why this works. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. When you create a reward system, you're essentially hacking your brain's natural tendencies, using its desire for pleasure to your advantage. The anticipation of a reward triggers the release of dopamine. This neurotransmitter is linked to motivation and pleasure. It helps you focus and stay on track. Some people think that hard work should be its own reward. They think that we shouldn't need external motivators to push us through. Life isn't always a movie montage. Sometimes you need to trick your brain into cooperating. Especially when you're doing tasks you don't particularly enjoy. It's okay to do that. Don't be afraid of deadlines. Embrace them. Set deadlines for everything you do. Watch your work and life get better. Deadlines help you avoid procrastination and live a life where you do what you want to do. Make deadlines a habit. You'll achieve more. It's also about being smart. Create a reward system that teaches you to wait for things. When you know there's a reward at the end, you're more likely to work hard even when it's boring. This practice makes you stronger and helps you work harder. You start to think that hard work leads to good things. It can change how you work. In my life, I've found that rewards don't have to be big or expensive. Sometimes, it's as simple as taking a 10 don't worry about being perfect. Work hard and set deadlines for everything you do. You'll be amazed at the quality of your work and your life. Deadlines help you avoid procrastination and live a better life. Make deadlines a habit. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Take a short break to stretch. Grab a coffee from my favorite cafe. Even just stop working for the day. The key is to make sure the reward is something that genuinely excites you. Something that feels like a treat. No matter how small. Here's the deeper message: creating a reward system is a way of taking care of yourself. It's about acknowledging that you deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor. No matter how small the victory. It's about breaking the toxic cycle of endless work. Recognition is important. If you don't get enough of it, you might get tired of your job and start to feel angry. When you reward yourself, it helps you do your best work. But remember, this doesn't mean you can slack off or give yourself a prize for every little thing you do. It's important to balance things out. The prize should match the effort. You wouldn't treat yourself to a vacation just for answering a few emails. You shouldn't skip a reward for finishing a big project. It's about finding the right balance. Sweet spot, where the reward feels earned and meaningful. Tip number 4, set clear goals. We all talk about the importance of setting goals. Let's be honest, most of us don't do it effectively. We scribble down vague intentions. Like, get fit. Be more productive. Or, save money. And then wonder why we're stuck in the same place a year later. Here's the controversial truth: without clear, specific goals, you're just setting yourself up for failure. A goal without clarity is like a destination without a map. You might know where you want to go, but you don't know how to get there. Worse, you might never even start. I used to be like this. I'd set big goals with the best intentions, thinking that as long as I had a general idea of what I wanted, I'd eventually figure it out. I kept falling short, feeling frustrated and unmotivated. It wasn't until I started setting clear, detailed goals that things began to change. I'm talking about goals with specific outcomes, timelines, actionable steps, goals that left no room for ambiguity. When I first started my fitness journey, I decided to take it one step at a time. Instead of just saying that I wanted to get fit, I set a clear goal: I would work out for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. The next 3 months, I wrote down exactly what kind of exercise I would do, when I would do it, how I would track my progress. Guess what? It worked. Suddenly, I wasn't just hoping to get fit, I was actually doing it and seeing results. Having a specific goal gave me direction. Having a timeline gave me urgency. Setting clear goals also forced me to confront my own excuses. When your goals are unclear, it's easy to not take responsibility for yourself. You can always say, "I'm working on it," but you don't actually do anything. But when your goal is clear and specific, there's no room for excuses. You either did it or you didn't. This kind of accountability can be uncomfortable. It's also very powerful. It forces you to take responsibility for your actions and your progress. Here's the deeper truth: clear goals are about more than just achieving specific outcomes. They're about having a clear sense of purpose. When you set a clear goal, you're telling yourself and the world that you know what you want and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. This shows that you're not just drifting through life, actively shaping your future. This clarity of purpose fuels your motivation and gives you a sense of direction that's hard to shake. Here's where it gets controversial: most people avoid setting clear goals because they're afraid of commitment. There's a certain comfort in keeping your goals vague, in maintaining the illusion that you could achieve greatness if only you had the time, resources, circumstances you need. Vague goals let you live in the fantasy of potential without facing the reality of hard work and possible failure. But that's just a trap. It's a way to avoid the discomfort of real progress. Clear goals, on the other hand, require commitment. They demand that you take action and say, "This is what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to do it." That commitment can be scary because it means you're accountable. When things don't go as planned, you can't use excuses or blame other people. But it's also freeing because it gives you the power to take control of your life. In my experience, setting clear goals has been a game changer. It's not just about the big goals, either. Whether it's planning my day, mapping out a project, even deciding what I want out of a relationship, clarity has made all the difference. It's given me focus, reduced my anxiety, helped me achieve more in less time. But setting clear goals isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. Your goals need to be reviewed, improved, sometimes completely changed as you grow and as circumstances change. It's about being flexible enough to adapt, focused enough to stay on track. Most importantly, it's about being honest with yourself about what you really want and what you're willing to do to get it. Don't be afraid to get specific. Set clear goals. Set detailed goals that are clear and specific. Outline exactly what you want. Why you want it. How you're going to achieve it. Break it down into small, manageable steps and set a timeline to hold yourself accountable. By doing this, you're not just setting goals. You're creating a plan to achieve success. You're turning dreams into realities. One clear, focused goal at a time. Tip number 5, find an accountability partner. If you think you can do everything by yourself, think again. The idea of being a lone wolf and achieving your goals by yourself sounds romantic. It's not realistic. Here's a controversial truth: independence is overrated. If you really want to achieve your goals, you need an accountability partner. Someone who will hold you responsible for achieving your goals and ensure that you're doing what you said you would do. I used to believe that I didn't need anyone else's help to stay on track. I thought that relying on someone else for motivation was bad. Some people thought that accountability was a sign of weakness. But the truth is that trying to do everything by yourself often leads to making excuses and not getting anything done. It's easy to think that skipping a workout, waiting to meet a deadline, not achieving a goal is not a big deal when no one else knows about it. When you have an accountability partner, that changes completely. The first time I tried having an accountability partner, it was for a fitness goal. We made a promise to check in with each other every day, share our progress, encourage each other. On track. I noticed how much more committed I became. I didn't want to let my partner down by not showing up. The pressure from outside made a big difference. Suddenly, I wasn't just accountable to myself. I was accountable to someone else who really cared about my success. Here's the thing: finding the right accountability partner isn't just about picking someone who's available. You need to choose someone who's going to be honest with you. Someone who's not afraid to call you out when you're not working hard. I'm equally invested in your success. This isn't about having a cheerleader who only offers praise. It's about finding someone who will push you to be better, even when it's uncomfortable. This is where it gets controversial. We often avoid accountability partners because we don't want to face the truth about our own behavior. It's much easier to live in denial and convince ourselves that we're doing our best when we're really just coasting. An accountability partner strips away that illusion. They see through the excuses, the justifications, the half-truths. Working hard can be hard. It's good if you really want to achieve your goals. When you're responsible to someone else, you're less likely to procrastinate. Why? Procrastination happens more when you work alone. It's easy to procrastinate and tell yourself you'll do something later. When someone else is checking on your progress, it creates a sense of urgency. You don't want to disappoint them. More importantly, you don't want to disappoint yourself in front of them. Let's explore more deeply: finding an accountability partner. Partnering up isn't just about getting things done. It's about building a support system. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential, who push you to grow, who celebrate your victories with you. This isn't just about achieving goals. It's about creating a network of support that can help you through the tough times and keep you motivated when things get hard. In my own life, I've found that the best accountability partners are those who share similar goals or values. When you're both working towards something meaningful, there's a natural synergy that pushes both of you to succeed. It becomes a two when you're accountable to someone else. You're less likely to procrastinate. Procrastination is easier when you're alone. When you're accountable to someone, you're not just receiving support, also giving it. This mutual accountability creates a bond that's deeper than just checking in on each other. It's about being invested in each other's success. Here's a pro tip: your accountability partner doesn't have to be someone you see every day. Thanks to technology, they can be anywhere in the world. You can connect via text, video calls, even social media. The key is consistency. Make sure you stay on track with your goals. Whether you're working on them daily, weekly, monthly, asking for help, relying on others. Admitting that you need support is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. We are social creatures who thrive on connection. We're more likely to succeed when we support each other. By finding an accountability partner, you're not just improving your chances of success. You're also enriching your life with deeper relationships, shared goals, a sense of community. So, if you're serious about achieving your goals, you need to find someone who will hold you accountable, push you to be better, support you along the way. This will help you accomplish more and grow stronger, more resilient, more connected to the people who matter most than us. Here are 6 powerful strategies to conquer procrastination and take control of your life. But let's cut to the chase. This isn't just about getting more done. It's about choosing how you want to live. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit itself when you're accountable to someone else. You're less likely to procrastinate. Procrastination is more likely when you're the only one who knows about your goals, your potential. You can keep waiting, letting fear and doubt control your actions. You can make a choice to fight back. Start today, not tomorrow. Use these strategies, take small steps and let yourself get better over time. It won't be easy. Every step forward is a victory. Remember, you're not alone in this. Whether it's an accountability partner, using technology, setting clear goals, there are tools to help you. The key: don't wait to start your dreams. Don't wait for the perfect moment. That moment may never come. This is about more than productivity. It's about living a life without regrets, knowing you gave it your all. Your future self is counting on you. Don't let procrastination rob you of the life you deserve. Take action. Take control. Start building the future you've always dreamed of. The only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to start.